it's the man, the king, the god.
It's the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members. And I want to let everybody know Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend, MDK all fucking day. Oh, it's the man, the king.
Yo, you want to see that Nicolas Gage thing again? Or you want to see the Nicolas Cage? Let's play it one more time. Let's go back and play it one more time here.
Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members. And I want to let everybody know Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend, MDK all fucking day. Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit.
Boulevard. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grimy Ass Tuesday for another episode of the longest running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel. Welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. I'm your host, PK, with the BLVD, and I'm joined by the crew, the clique, the clan, the fam, ready to die. First and foremost, all set up with the presents tree, all set up with the Yule time log, the Yule tide, Yule time, the Yule log.
Yes.
The Yule log.
Fully logged.
Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite Jew and mine. A man responsible for the death of IC Dub, XP Dub, killed Kid Osborne's career, killed Shlack's XPW career.
Dead.
And anybody else who's got something to say. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and yours, Bad Take Bry Ginsburg, July, the merch guy. If we had merch.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, fellow freaks. Happy holidays. It's the holiday episode. We got the coquito. We got the dabs. We're ready to go.
Oh my God. It is, that's like a small price to pay. Yes, for this entire month, and Larry, I know you know what I'm talking about. This entire month, we got to listen to Christmas music at the spot. But it's a small price to pay to trade for delicious coquito 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the entire month of December. And that brings me to our next co-host, a man who is a Showcase Showdown winner. That's right. The Price is Right Showcase Showdown. That's what I'm talking about. A man who is a CZW Hall of Famer. A man who is a former owner of a boat.
Sold it.
ladies and gentlemen, my wrestling father and yours, Larry the fucking legend. Happy birthday!
Thank you, my son, my red-headed, beady-eyed stepchild.
This
from the
motherfucker won a
spawn
boat.
of Blvd. I thank you for that intro, and I want to shout out all the mighty Sagittariuses. I want to shout out Ruckus's fiance Meg. I want to shout out my best friend and brother Todd. I want to shout out my best friend and brother Mark. I want to shout out my god sister Takesha. I want to shout out my godson Melvin. All of the Sagittarians, and I want to shout out you, Pat, because you're coming.
Our people's time is upon us, Larry. And, you know, one of the major jokes...
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you.
One of the major jokes that's been told to me throughout my whole life is that I have a propensity for punching above my weight. Pulling in hot women that I have no business chatting with. But guess what? I went back in time and I saved my mojo. And Sagittarius season, look, let me show you.
Your Austin Powers it.
Yes. That's right, Pat.
And, you know, I hope that...
I go straight up.
Just straight up. Like in The
Straight up.
Sopranos when Ralph...
it's false.
in The Sopranos when Ralph Cifaretto's kids and his friend are playing the game, hey, let's shoot the bow and arrow up into the air and then try to catch it in the bullseye that we're holding. And then guess what happens? Kid gets hit in the heart
Somebody
with an
dies.
arrow.
Yeah.
He's going to be a vegetable. He's going to be fine. Smash cut. He's going to be a vegetable.
One time when I was younger, we found some lawn darts in my neighbor's, like, under the back porch, you know, like down to the basement. There's like that ledge. Maybe you don't know. Anyway, we found some lawn darts, and I was like, guys, let's fucking throw these. And we started throwing them, but of course we weren't observing safety of, like, don't go get the lawn darts before Larry throws. And the kid whose house it was, I sailed a lawn dart into his head, and it made a huge, like, protrusion.
That
was like
Tetanus? Did he get tetanus or hepatitis?
No, so it didn't break the skin.
No, that
dude.
kid grew up to be J.J. Allen.
J.J. Allen just announced for Cage of Death.
Ooh, the ultra violent four-way.
Yo, J.J. Allen is
If you
kind of
will.
like the wrestling version of Blvd Bullies. And bear with me here. Like, 5 years ago, when Blvd Bullies were first exploding onto the scene, and, since then, everybody's realized that people who are not funny make memes. And some of the ex-bullies have held on to that, and some of us have moved on. But we were cranking out the memes and getting all the, incel follows,
Yeah,
And, a wrestling promoter looks at those numbers and goes, these guys know social media. These guys know how to draw numbers on the interwebs. Let's bring them in as, social media ambassadors. Let's bring them in as Hokey wannabes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring them in as Twitchers, tweeters, giffers, and gatters, And I feel like that's kind of the vibe that J.J. Allen is. And not to take anything away from him, because he obviously does a ton of steroids and a ton of bicep curls. But this guy has a social media vision, and this guy does numbers. So I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like he's been rewarded not only for his, work ethic and commitment to taking steroids, but also for his social media vision and numbers. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing, and I am happy that J.J. Allen is everywhere, doing everything. Because he's a friend of the Bullies and a dope dude.
They were famous before even being involved with wrestling from the stunt thing. They had nothing to do with wrestling, and they had millions of followers just from doing, like, jackass style stuff.
Which is the opposite of Beyond. Remember Beyond, when they kind of had their short partnership with CZ Dub, I remember it was like the numbers that Beyond was churning out on their YouTube that DJ was like, oh, I want to squeeze that.
Yeah, but the only reason that Beyond did numbers is because they had they only posted their intergender matches, and the thumbnails were of like John Silver with a handful of Chris Statlander's hair as she's like on her knees begging for wrestling life.
Big in India.
All I know
Huge.
is JJ Allen is fucking dope as fuck, and he does like as a wrestler, he
Massive
deserves
in India.
to be everywhere. JJ Allen should be he should be at CCW, GC. He should be everywhere.
He is.
JJ Allen.
Brian, he was just announced at the cage, not just CCW.
He was just announced.
I'm saying I agree. He was debuted in ICW Horror Slam.
Let me ask you a question.
He's been at Horror Slam for
You're doing a
ICW.
1-on-1, a 1v1, like kind of continuation of the storyline of Tournament of Death, which is Mickey Knuckles versus Judge Joe Dredd. I think that's the featured cage matchup.
Yes.
Now, listen, I'm not as good of a historian as maybe Larry is, but how many times has there been a 1-on-1 cage? Not many, right? Maybe not ever.
There was I think Sammy Callahan did a 1-on-1 with Daniel Havoc, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
that was definitely a 1-on-1.
If we are trying to get back to the original Cage 2300 vibes, why not take that fatal four-way death match that was just announced? Redacted, Tarzan, JJ, and
Dmitry Alexandrov.
Why not take that 4 and add the other 2? And why not put all 6 of these motherfuckers in a cage? Just to like recapture the multi-man cage magic. Go ahead, Larry, please.
Because, Pat, the magic of that multi-man is that was always the culmination of like some shit that had happened during the year that needed to be settled.
Yeah, but you could have told the story. You could have patched it together with promos and made it a 6-man.
You could have, should have, would have, Pat. They don't have the roster right now. They don't have the roster right now. and here's all I want to say is that the only other time that we've seen something of this magnitude, I believe, was Thumbtack Jack and Nick. Thumbtack Jack and Nick, and correct me if I'm wrong, Thumbtack Jack almost killed Nick. He almost killed him. Where we had a rematch from the biggest CZW show on the next biggest CZW show.
Hey, breaking news. My weed guy is here, so continue this discussion about Cage of Death. I'll be right back.
Keep going, Larry.
Weed guy?
Yo, yeah, I went back to a guy. Don't even remember what I'm doing. Just go ahead.
Dispenser.
No, not in New York, bro. There's a lot of shitty stores in New York, so I think it might be better to call the good old weed guy that'll come right to your door. He's coming. He doesn't even have to go nowhere.
Listen,
Larry.
let's call it like it is. It's cannabis. Okay, whether it's coming to your door, you go into the dispenser. It's cannabis. Okay.
No, well, I'm saying there's a lot of shitty dispensaries in New York. Like if you go to these dispensaries in New York, they're selling you shitty, not great weed.
They're selling you on the experience.
No, not in New York.
What about Queens, Union Square? The Union Square.
There are good dispensaries. There's definitely good dispensaries, but the majority of dispensaries, especially in Patrick's area, it's like bodega-esque dispensaries that are like should be shut down. They should be shut down. Oh,
yo,
surprise!
Can you see me?
No, we see Shlack. Your name.
What the fuck is this?
Hold on.
What the fuck is this?
Did someone mention steroids?
Patrick did. Patrick did.
When I hear that word, it echoes and reverberates.
It's like a bat signal. It's like
a summoning, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I wasn't going to call in, but, I get the little chirp in my ear of itchy palms. I'm like, it's like the bat signal. I got to go to the gym.
Yo, Shlack.
Hold on.
Hello.
Hold on. No, let me. Yo,
Yeah.
can you just go down your matches? Can you go down the matches you've had like this past month right now? I just want to hear it right now on Boulevard Bullies versus the World. Like the matches you've done, the tree, the Sakura. Say them right now.
Okay. I did a razor board and like, I don't know, 100 light tube death match in Chicago for RPW with Sakura. I did a concrete canvas cement block hell match at H2O with Matt Tremont. I did a dog collar match at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia for Body Battlegrounds. I did Masato Tanaka for 7 in Gibbstown, New Jersey. I don't know, but I get hit in the head a lot, Larry.
I just want to test your memory. Just like my
good.
mom.
You didn't say
just like my mom.
Drake Younger. You wrestled Drake Younger at Battleground. You didn't say Drake Younger.
Yeah, I did.
He just said that.
He didn't say Drake Younger's name. You just said he wrestled at Battleground.
Oh,
he doesn't want to mention his name.
You have to say the man's name.
He doesn't want to say his name.
Shlack,
right,
I need to know about this concrete canvas.
Yeah, what about it?
I just want to hear like a director's cut from you because I was around for the Nick Gage tree concrete canvas where Matt Tremont took a superplex and probably got knocked out and took several years off his life. How did the canvas go? How did it feel?
Well,
just break it down.
It was well, you don't see that match a lot for a reason because no one is really stupid enough to do that match. I, on the other hand, have to be mentally deficient in several areas, along with Matt Tremont, so we can recreate some magic for you. But dude, I fall out of the ring all the time and take hard bumps. The concrete, yes, it sucks. Every time you take a fucking bump, dude, all the air, wind gets like pushed right out of your body. But you know what I didn't think about? I did not take into consideration, like I took the superplex on the top rope, skidding across the concrete. I had like road rash all over my body because I don't wear a shirt. The only true way to death match, by the way. But fucking, I had like road rash, and that was more tormenting, honestly, than the fucking. I mean, I was beat up, but that's just standard procedure for fucking wrestling.
So was that like the bump that you'll remember from that match is the road rash from the superplex, or was there another worse one?
I mean, they were all pretty shitty, dude. It's concrete, dude. It's not forgiving. You had to really be there to really, I think, really get that. I'm sure it looked good on tape, but to really experience that match, you said you were at the Nick one with Matt?
Yeah, at the in Howell, yeah.
Right. Like every time you hit the fucking the canvas, all the dust from the fucking concrete floats up in the air, kind of like tube dust. So it's like super impactful, and you breathe in all that fucking concrete, which I think is probably worse than the fucking
the mercury.
Than the mercury.
No, I don't think that's correct scientifically.
Listen, yeah.
Well, speaking of tubes, are you upset that you weren't able to use tubes at the H2O arena for this match, or
No.
does it not? It's just not something that you even thought about twice?
Yeah, I mean, we have concrete. What the fuck is more unforgiving than concrete, dude? I mean, I personally rather get hit in the head with a vase made of glass than a baseball bat or a piece of concrete. A blunt object is way fucking worse, and you're falling on it. What's tougher than that? I mean, in all honesty, I guess maybe a fucking 500 light tube death match on the concrete canvas.
Yeah,
in the first
Neil.
one, there was a lot of tubes in the Gage and Tremont one.
Oh, right. How about no rope, barbed wire, 500 light tube concrete canvas death match with scaffolding?
Oh,
What was the last thing you said? With Snapples?
Scaffolding.
Oh, okay.
All right, Shlack. What the people really fucking care about are the goddamn socks.
What about
They don't believe that I mailed the socks to you, Shlack.
well, hold on. why don't they believe you that you mailed the socks? First of all,
I don't know. I said that I mailed them. I said that I mailed the socks.
Not only did I get the socks in the mail, okay, not only did I get the socks,
There's no way. There's no way he's wearing.
I told you, this motherfucker.
them bitches on.
Yeah.
See?
You can pull it up. Pull that sock up. They don't. They are.
Oh
they
my
are pretty
God,
small.
that
They are
is
small.
so hot.
His foot
Tony
busted
Atlas-
right through the top.
Tony Atlas and I are nutting right now.
All right, so not only did I get the socks, I actually wear the socks.
He commented because he just needed socks.
Yeah,
And it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Those are Tuesday socks. So you are wearing them on the correct day.
See, you act like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
I never doubted you, Shlack.
The
people doubted me. The people doubted me, Shlack. I appreciate you.
All right.
That is absolutely incredible. So that was going to be, I had a two-part question. My two-part question was going to be, what's your favorite match of the night, and are you wearing or match of the month, and are you wearing the socks? So part 2 has already been answered. What was your favorite match this month? It had to be Concrete Hell.
I mean,
Sakuda match was sick as fuck, dude.
each one was awesome in its own right. Every time you wrestle, dude, I wrestled Drake in the arena with a dog collar.
Dude, come on.
Bro,
Come
I mean,
on, dude.
that's fucking pretty rad. You know what I mean?
Legendary shit, dude. Legendary shit.
That on top of, I mean, I wrestled Masato Tanaka. That is really rad on itself. Second time in the United States, I wrestled Matt Tremont on a concrete fucking canvas hell match. You know what I'm saying? Stockwoods from fucking Japan, razor board match in Chicago.
King of RPW. King of RPW, you are.
Right. So it's like, dude, I mean, how can you put those in order? I mean, they're all special in their own fucking way.
I noticed also that you've gotten back on the proverbial horse and started cutting signature Shlack promos again.
Well, dude, I made a post a little while and I put a picture of me on the horse because I remember, I drove like an hour and a half to some farm that I know just to take a fucking 5-second video clip of me sitting on a horse for that promo because that's how fucking dedicated.
It's a legendary promo. All you need is that 5 seconds, brother.
That's what I'm saying. So, but I made a promise to myself because I see all these people trying to hack their way through making these subpar professional wrestling promos.
Extremely subpar.
People tend to forget. I'll brush my shoulders off a little bit here. The art of fucking, vignetted independent wrestling promo was pretty much dead at the time I brought it back and I started really pushing it. And I think that helped GCW get big, and it also helped me, my career, kickstart real fucking fast as well. But I promised myself and I promised the fans this year I'm going to make a shit ton of the most retarded fucking promos I have delivered in my career.
Konnichiwa!
We need that. We need that in our lives. We need that.
I got you. Don't worry. And
Yeah.
go here because my allotted 10 minutes is up pretty quick. I just
No.
We sent you socks. We sent you socks, so it should be like a little extra.
but actually my phone's about to die. So
Can you just show us the socks one more time, Shlack?
Yeah, let's give us a little foot play. Give us
a little foot play.
Yeah, we want that. Is he gone? He's dead.
Oh my
There it
God,
is.
dude.
Tuesday.
Love you.
He died.
Love you so much, dude.
Aw,
All right,
Did I
bye,
miss it?
Shlack. Bye.
Fuck, he was.
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
I'm
you're still here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
I went,
So what do you got coming up? You going on music tour?
It's the 7. There's the
Oh,
7 King of the Death match and the Japanese King of the Death match.
Yeah, I got 2 Kings of the Death match. Dude, after I do this and then I do the one in Japan, I am the only wrestler ever to wrestle in every single company that has had a King of the Death match. IWA, XPW, BJW, and 7.
and as a legendary announcer, those are the types of things that I like to know so that the next time that I get to announce you on a huge platform, I'm always going up to guys and being like, yo, give me like some shit. Give me some shit to chew on. That is an accolade that I cannot wait to figure out how to work into all of your shit that I lay out before I say Shlack.
And I also won King of the fucking Hill. So who's the real fucking king, motherfucker?
And this
king,
episode is the Bullies' first King of the Death match, so you've appeared on this show as well.
That's right.
All the pieces are coming together, Patrick.
Finally, you have landed on your feet after Brian ruined your XPW career.
Yeah.
Hey.
You could say that I helped.
Hey,
Damn it.
before you go, hard-hitting question. Have you been contacted about Cage of Death?
I cannot reveal such information at this time.
All right, we'll see you over there.
Oh, before I go, I just posted. On all these matches, I usually have a boot spike in my boot, and I stab people in the face with them. Well,
I love it.
I saved them all from these matches, and I got them signed by the dudes that I stabbed them in the fucking face with. And then I went and I got 8x10s printed of me stabbing the people in the face, and so the people getting stabbed signed Shanks, and I signed the 8x10 of it happening in the matches.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude, that's legendary.
And you're
That's
selling
legendary.
these. Or you're selling
That's
these?
legendary.
You're sending them to us, or you're selling them? I feel like you.
He's selling them.
Oh, I thought they were gifts.
selling
I thought they were
them.
Christmas gifts to us.
No, I posted them on Facebook just now, and I'm gonna, you can send me a private message, and people bid on them for the next week. And then
Oh, you're gonna Demonto it. You're gonna live sale.
Oh, you're demontoing it. Yeah, isn't that so punk rock of Shlack, is to stab the guy with a shank and then immediately before they're even done bleeding, get them to sign it.
Did you sign this?
you sign this now.
Sign it right now.
Right.
Yo, I love you. I love you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Shlack.
No problem. All right,
The
fellas.
fourth bully.
Fourth bully. Have a good episode.
We're gonna
almost
try.
guarantee
You
we're not
help.
gonna.
You help. Well, you help. He helped.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was hoping to.
Black, the Shlack rub always
All right,
helps.
you hang up now.
And he was wearing my wife's socks, so that
Thank you for wearing a
doesn't-
madness.
He doesn't always.
I will- They're very
We're gonna.
a lot
we're-
more. Whatever.
It's always great.
What?
Dude.
Fucking.
Hey,
Damn.
thank you,
Yeah.
Shlack.
Yeah, Shlack. Woo!
Yo, he's the best, dude.
One of the better.
He is literally
Legendary
one of the
motherfucker,
better.
Nah, he's the best, bro.
Literally.
All right, now that my weed guy's come and I've had a little taste of the Ichiban, let's pick up right from where we left off last week. And this is a sweeping conspiracy that has been going on not even since the Nick Gage interview, which we all know what happened there. But this is a sweeping conspiracy that's been taking place even long before that, maybe even a year, I dare say, which is that Brett Lauderdale is 100% in talks with Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp. And he's also in like a group chat with probably Giancarlo and fucking Donnie DeMonto himself. And the thing that I have to say is that Brett Lauderdale deliberately tries to hold back news stories to get broken on Tuesday night after 9 p.m. or on Wednesday morning so that we don't have a chance to comment on it when it's fresh.
He doesn't want us to report it.
He doesn't want us to do our jobs.
He doesn't want us to come from the horse's mouth.
Right, come from the horse's heart.
Right.
So he's
Horse
taking
hearts.
advantage. He's taking advantage.
I feel like he might be taking advantage, Larry.
Yeah.
So
That's the way I
as
feel,
of like
too.
9:55 of last week, this whole story got poured down. And I feel like Sean Ross was probably ready to announce it and break it on Monday morning. But Brett probably mentioned his family, threatened his family, and probably got him to hold it back until 9:50. He goes, hold it back till 11. Sean Ross goes, the best I can do is 9:55. And by then, we're already drunk at 9:55. So we're not watching Twitter. We're not watching the news. We're not watching the dirt sheets, the True Wrestling story. So at 9:55 of last week, pour me a little bit of that Conquito, Brian.
I
I
want
wish I
some.
could, bro. I wish Willy Wonka was real. I can send it to you through millions
Like
and
a
billions of
magic
little itsy
elevator?
bitsy pieces. Just like
Um,
take
If
a
you want
picture
to
of it and like send it to
view
us.
paradise.
So, Larry, I'm sure that you heard about this and you got bombarded as soon as we went off the air last week. Is that Ricky Starks came down the escalator in a
Mhm.
mall in New Jersey
With a Louis Vuitton bag.
with the Louis Vuitton. What a nice touch! What a
It was
nice
great.
touch!
Great ench. Great ench. It was like very Lex Luger-esque.
Incredible with the Louis Vuitton bag coming down the escalator, which, by the way, when you first see him on the escalator, it's like, oh, this is so badass. But then he actually has to, like, ride down the rest of it, which takes, like, a minute and a half.
It's a slow escalator ride.
You could have walked. You could have doubled your steps. But whatever.
No, but it's better that he didn't. It's better that he didn't.
Okay, he milked it, and he got into the ring, and Ricky Starks appears at GCW. He does, and what promo do you think he's going to cut? He's going to do exactly what you think. He's going to talk shit on the big company. He's going to do almost exactly what Effy did, which is that he's going to make veiled, shadowy, like references to how he's being held back and held in the dark at his big company, quote unquote. And then, how he's now in GCW, or he's going to do some GCW fighting. So that was announced, I guess, over the weekend, last weekend. And then Tuesday, 9:55, it comes down that Tony Khan has pulled not only Ricky, but all future and current GCW shows will no longer be featuring AEW talent. And I guess I don't even know how this got started, this narrative, but I feel like it was even on Fightful. That they said that the reason is a close source leaked that the reason why Tony Khan pulled all AEW talent from GCW, most notably Ricky Starks, is because Effy on Weekend at Effy's podcast, a great podcast. Effy is so much better of a podcaster than we are.
That's an opinion.
I've never heard it.
He's just a great person at
People
talking.
that watch this podcast might not even have any idea what fucking Effie's
Well,
podcast
apparently he
is.
kind
I
of
didn't even
took-
know that he had a podcast until you just said it right now on his podcast.
Well, I'll tell you this. The
Pat,
funny thing is, the sentences that he said about Tony Khan that are being, like, crosshaired as the reason why Ricky got pulled, they are nowhere near as bad as the least bad thing we say on the show about people. Like, it wasn't really shit talking if you use our show as a barometer.
Well, I think he did go a little far by saying that Tony Khan's dad pays him to stay away. Like that was like the only thing that he said that was a little that would make
Well, I
me
guess-
tight.
And I guess not
Like
only
if I was a fucking spoiled rich boy and I heard another guy say that my dad pays me to stay away from him,
To
I'd
stay
be like,
away
fuck
from the
you,
football
dude.
team, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck you, dude.
You know what I
suck
think?
my dick.
I don't know. I mean, it's a little soft to me.
What to pull to get tight about it?
I mean, I think
Yeah.
it was duplicitous. Not only is he saying that you have a dad that does that, he's saying that Brett doesn't have a dad. Brett doesn't have a dad.
Don't talk about Brett's family. Do not talk about Brett's family like that, Larry.
He
Well,
did.
I'm
He did.
just
He basically was
quoting,
saying
I'm
that.
quoting.
But also, do you think that it has anything to do with AEW running at Hammerstein? Not, I don't know if it's before or after, but it's in very close proximity. So that might have something to do with everything as well.
Well, it's funny because not until right now, like when I heard all of this and I consumed all of this in my private time, I was like, whatever. But now that I'm thinking about it and I'm discussing it with you gents, think about it this way. Like if we had our own thing going and we were like, booking our biggest thing of the thing. If AEW decided to like run a weekend 2 weeks later, it probably would piss us off a lot, wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like it probably would. Like if you put yourself in Brett's shoes, that's kind of fucked.
But how is anybody supposed to do? So you're saying that Tony Khan purposely booked Hammerstein or was I feel like you have to book Hammerstein far in advance to have a show at Hammerstein. So there's no way to prove that Tony Khan was like, oh, fuck GCW, let me book Hammerstein now because GCW is doing a show there. How do you know that that wasn't already a plan?
Okay, so
to have the AEW show at Hammerstein.
Whether okay, let me say this. At any time briefly that I've been involved in wrestling creative, if somebody has the same exact idea as you, it's of your ego to say, they stole that from me, right? So by realizing that, whenever I'm in that situation, I often say, oh, listen, that great idea isn't mine. Another smart person was going to think of that idea. Let me give the person the benefit of the doubt instead of just running to think that they stole my idea, right? And in almost every scenario, I've been proved wrong, and they actually did steal it. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I have no doubts in my mind that Tony Khan was like, yeah, we should do that.
But like our friend Chase Orlock says in the chat, I don't think Tony Khan gives a fuck about what Brett Lauderdale is
and I feel like Tony Khan probably watched the original GCW Hammerstein pay-per-view, probably went to bed for 3 years, and then one day woke up and said, by George, I think I got it. An all-original idea. We'll run Hammerstein. I have no idea that Tony Khan thinks that he didn't steal it, but he did subliminally.
But is running a show at Hammerstein stealing? Like, just so did GCW steal it from WW? Like, anybody can run a show. I think it's dope. I think it's weird that AEW hasn't run a show at Hammerstein yet. And I think that it might have been a plan from before GCW was doing it.
You think they just don't you think Tony doesn't even think about them? Doesn't even look at them?
Tony was heavily involved in the first Hammerstein show because he had all that talent on that show, right? So Tony obviously knows about it.
Brett has gone on to say that he has never once spoken to Tony, and that even the AEW talent that appeared at the first show, it was just Booker versus talent back and forth. He didn't go through AEW.
Well, that's just fucking everybody's word against everybody else's word. So who the fuck knows? Anything's possible. Like,
you care to weigh in on all this bullshit?
I don't know. I think it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of like confusing, and I think wrestling's winning is the most important thing. Like, I think the most important thing for
the man, the king,
DJ,
the god of shit, the fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world.
Tony Khan,
now I want to let everybody know who are bullies versus the world is a pot.
Our shit.
Sorry.
The AEW Hammerstein show is selling much better than the GCW show. So I don't know if that means anything.
I mean, there's enough for everybody to eat at the table, Brian.
Well, the fascinating thing isn't really the booking. The fascinating thing is getting into the talent. That Effy said on his pod, somewhat, I would say 6 out of 10 flaming of Tony and Nick. I mean, I'm sorry, Tony and Shad. Con!
Like six of those. 6 of.
Whoops. But anyway, yeah, the whole thing happened. I spilled my beer and then it hit the mouse, and the mouse did a thing. Don't even worry about it. The point is, the most interesting thing was not what happened with the promotions and the booking, but I guess Effy said the thing on his pod, Tony Khan heard the pod, and then removed Ricky Starks from all future GC Dub shows as kind of like a petty punishment, or so is being reported.
That's all just hearsay. There's no fucking actual proof.
Dude,
what's the proof that Tony Khan was like Hitler and said, Ricky Starks, you can't work this GCW show because I'm Tony Khan and you work for me.
You saw how sensitive Brett was about the fact that he had a family being mentioned right here on this program. So the fact that Effy is mentioning that Tony Khan has a rich father on his podcast, obviously Brett can understand that even if you are saying it in a vaguely hilarious, tongue-in-cheek way, just mentioning that somebody has a father or has kids is an offense punishable by absolute jihad. And whereas Brett, his jihad was taking down the original Deathmatch Elite and trying countlessly to get our videos banned and removed, Tony Khan, he responded, his jihad was like, well, guess what? No more Ricky Starks for you. Is that the craziest thing in the world? You know how sensitive families are.
Tony Khan looks pretty sensitive too. The way he shakes men's hands. He's like
Did you see that? Did you see him shake?
He shakes and he looks right at the camera, dude. He's a weird, sensitive boy.
Well, it's just very fascinating. It's very fascinating that the story broke at exactly 10 p.m. on Tuesday. I think they were trying to hide it from us, like we weren't going to talk about it. And the parallels between family talking and good-hearted ribbing versus like hateful ribbing, all
It's
the
like we
lines have
almost-
been blurred.
We set it up. We set it up. We set it
This is
up.
very fascinating.
It was us, Brett. It was us all along.
Yo, what do you think about Effy as the big time guest?
Hit him up.
Well, you know what's so dope is that Effy
Hit him up.
wound up replacing Ricky Starks in the Matt Cardona match. So it almost worked out.
Well,
for
did you hear what's happening at Hammerstein Ballroom? What the championship hoopla is? The match is Effy versus Allie at Hammerstein. Winner of that match faces Mance Warner the same night for the championship.
Oh, like a Brett and Owen.
Right. So it's they have to succeed and then beat the champion
I'll tell you
at
this.
Hammerstein Ballroom. That's the championship. You know what? And that honestly pisses me off because then where the fuck is Atticus Cogar? Atticus Cogar made this whole fucking grand, mysterious entrance at the
He'll
NGI.
inject himself into the deathmatch championship scene.
Yeah, but the whole thing was that he was the forgotten about lost boy. So
Not
now he's not even
he was not guilty.
Yeah, and now he's not even promoted for the show. He's going to be the mystery entrant
He's
on the
gonna be a
ladder match.
mystery.
What's the mystery? He debuted at the NGI.
I'll tell you this. I love Effy. I love Allie. But I love Mance the most. And I feel like they should go Effy and Allie, maybe go to time limit. It's a threesome or maybe one winner, whatever. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, the Hammerstein show should end with Mance Warner holding the title. It should end with Mance Warner, Matt Cardona, and fucking JBL
Jimmy Lloyd and Jimmy
group
Lloyd.
hugging. And maybe Brett himself as the fourth man.
You can't forget Jimmy Lloyd, bro. He's the broski.
and of course, Jimothy Lloyd.
Timothy.
So anyway, final thoughts on the GCW Ricky Starks Hammerstein AEW drama.
Not really. I don't really give a fuck too bad.
I
was more
love,
intrigued
I
with
love,
the ICW No Holds Barred.
I love everything that's going on right now. I love the conversation.
Well, you love
I
our
love
conversation.
Cornette. I love Cornette talking about it. I do listen to him in the YouTube clips, and he's talking about Starks and Brett Hoffman and, all of this stuff. He's talking about Jelly Nutella, all of our guys, John Carr, they're all mentioned on, one of the latest things about, this whole kerfluffle. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Because we're talking about it.
And
that
if we're
means
talking about it, it's definitely
everybody's-
awesome.
Dude, it's up there with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You
The
know, it was so funny,
conversation.
actually, Larry, because I was going to come on the show this week. It was in my notes from literally Tuesday night when we ended. And then the concrete dried as the week went on. I said, there was this big news with GCW and Ricky Starks and Effy. And Cornette hasn't even done a breaking news YouTube about it. That's how you know that you ain't even as important as you think you are. But it did take a week, and Cornette did finally drop an exclusive. I didn't listen to it, though.
Yeah, I only listen to him sometimes in YouTube clips. I don't ever listen to the whole experience. I don't have that time, but they give you a nice little package. They give you a nice little package, you know, a nice little artwork, and you're intrigued. So I listened to him talking about Starks being pulled from the, you know, garbage championship. You know, Cornette's much like Trump. He always gives something a pet name, you know, that like shits on it. So garbage championship wrestling, and he talked about Mox and Mox doing them, and the bank robber, the drug addict bank robber, and you know, it's wild. It's wild that,
you know, and after our big interview with Nick, not to keep harping to the past, but there was a Cornette exclusive where Cornette was like, oh, you know, Tony Khan and Moxley, they love Nick Gage or whatever. And Brian Last seemed to have been in the know like a day or two after we did our interview. And he goes, oh, he's not with them anymore. You know what I'm talking about?
Brian Last.
oh god,
And it seemed like in the next breath. It seemed like in the next breath, Brian Last was going to be like, yeah, he went on this podcast with these other douchebags.
He didn't say that, though. He didn't say we were douchebags.
No, but if he did mention us, he probably would have. But anyway.
No. Brian Last he's a New Yorker.
Yo, I'm actually a little bit worried about Nick wanting to kill us, or me specifically, honestly. Because, you know, he's been, I guess, screen recording some of our old YouTube videos where before we, like, knew him and before we even knew Brett, we were going to, like, Howl and just, like, doing one-off interviews. And he's been, like, screen recording and posting on his Instagram, Nick. He's been saying, like, it's on site. I'm going to murder
He's always,
you.
that's Nick Gage. You're paranoid.
I'm a little worried. He's upset about the way the interview went or something.
Are you crazy?
Oh.
Nick Gage personally spoke to me and his friend that posted. What was his name? Roman? I spoke with Roman, his personal friend, and Nick Gage, and they were both very happy with the interview.
Maybe Brett and Nick both have access to the Instagram. Maybe Brett and Nick both have access to it.
I think that anything that Nicolas Gage says is nothing that he has never not said. He's always said on-site enemies die slow.
Like, we haven't really spoken to him since that interview. I feel like he's mad at us.
I think
I ain't spoken to him in years before I woke up in the Airbnb and he walked out in the other room and I'm like, you're here.
Happy
Larry's
birthday.
gonna see him at Larry's gonna see him at Battleground when he wrestles Drake Younger.
No, I will not.
No? You're not working?
We move on to the weekends going
no blackout at
the weekends
Battleground
going on of the death
Bro,
match.
it's King of the Death Match in 7 is the same day.
This is good. This is good that you guys...
Battleground is not this weekend?
No!
Worst part is I had this like half a joint that I accidentally got wet with the beer. Hey, I'm so glad that you guys interrupted me because I wanted another take at this. Hey, obviously, before we get into the goings-on of ICW and GCW and all the deathmatch things that happened this weekend, Larry, you celebrated a birthday. How was your birthday week? Tell us about your birthday adventures.
I just had a brunch, you know, because I'm like,
a little birthday, bougie birthday brunch.
I'm a tired old queen now. I'm not a young gallivanting fucking stud or nympho to see as I once was on Christopher Street. So it's not that lifestyle for Larry anymore. So I had a brunch. It wasn't even on my birthday. It was the Sunday after my birthday, December the 1st. Your month, Pat, celebrating you, December the 1st. And then right from the brunch, I went to do a show, a little Havre de Grace, a little DJ Hyde's old building in Havre de Grace in Maryland. I did a little show right after the brunch.
So you didn't destroy any birthday holes?
Indeed, I did.
Oh, okay, good.
Indeed, I did.
Because the chat was...
There's only one night for Raw.
Okay. I love that for you. Hey, shout out to the chat. Sam Meeks, Truth Seek, Urka, John Richter, Rhinestone Cowboy, who we'll get to. He gave me like a double dip this week. So we have 2 Rhinestone videos.
Good.
Casey Brown, Larry is 24 again. Happy birthday.
Casey, I haven't heard from you in forever. Hey, bro. Oh, I was thinking of Casey. Casey. I'll be there December 14th, 15th, 16th, bro. I fly out on the 13th.
Yo, I also just want to take a second right now to give a quick shout out to Urka, who today is our Twitch subscription anniversary. 58 months, Urka. The moderator of this channel, the patriarch
Like 5
of
years.
the Blvd Bullies chat. If you got something to say, you got to answer the fucking Urka. Who I
Mother.
believe I sent a signed golf ball to at some point.
I played that game of golf with you, I think.
Number one Blvd Bullies supporter.
I've only
fucking
played a game of
babe.
golf with Nick Gage and Brett Lauderdale, believe it or not.
Was it mini golf or was it real golf?
It was just the range.
Oh, so you can smack a ball, Larry?
Oh, I can't smack it as well as Nick and Brett Hoffman can. Let me tell you
I
that
couldn't
much.
smack, dude. That shit's a fucking.
Nick's really good at it.
My
That's
short
interesting.
game's better. I can't really fuck off the driver, but yo, get me like in the
A putter?
fairway, and I could chip it close.
Yeah, well, you know what? If I were on The Price is Right and that was my game, I'd fucking kill it. That's the only time I can do that shit. The putt putt.
Former boat owner.
Under pressure, you only work well under the pressure.
So you had a
Yeah.
birthday brunch.
And then I did a show. I did a
Yeah,
little
you did.
show. It was only attended by about 48 souls. It was a 48 soul show. But they were loud and proud, Pat. You know, I kept putting over how loud and proud you were, and I said, I want you guys to tell a friend. Tell a friend the next time we're gonna be here, and I want this place filled.
AKA, please God, don't make me do this again. Please, Jesus Christ, the promoter can't be trusted. Could you please just do it yourselves?
Well, you know, DJ, much to his credit, I love DJ and CCW and its legacy, but when he was running this
David
theater,
Johnson.
it was kind of hard for him. David Johnston, yeah, it was kind of hard for him to get the place packed too. So I don't know, maybe it's just no one wants to go to Havre de Grace. Y'all don't know about Havre de Grace. It's some French like fucking city or town.
Oh, who de Gras?
It's Havre de Grace. You know, and they have an old theater and it's great for wrestling. So I did that. It was awesome. These shows are awesome. I wish more people would come, but that was pretty much my birthday. And then last night a little Raw. You know, I saw Biggie cry. Biggie cried for my birthday.
Yo, can we talk about that? I know we don't do this on the show often, but I was eating some leftover turkey last night, and I just happened to flip and saw the New Day they swerved me because basically you thought that it was the 10-year celebration. You thought that Xavier was going to turn finally on Kofi.
Finally.
And instead they announced an amicable breakup, which is so good. And then Big E came out and said, "No, don't break up. I'm going to manage you guys." They're like, "Dude, it's too late for that." And yo, the best part, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were trading back and forth, naming wrestlers who came back or wrestled anyway due to broken necks. They're like, Stone Cold came back, Edge came back. Like you were
Tommaso Ciampa.
you were doing social media with your girlfriend. You embarrassed us. You abandoned us. Get the fuck out of here, Big E. Yo, that was that was dope.
Good things. I've heard good things.
I go ahead.
No, you go, Larry.
I recently got banned from Reddit's Squared Circle subreddit for spamming. It was basically because I put our Drake interview up, and people were like, "Oh God, Larry, you're so not relevant, and you're fucking sharing this guy." And then literally the same week, Velveteen Dream wrestled at an MCW show, and y'all know last week I just said I worked for them, so I posted that on Reddit, and they were like, "This guy's out of here. He loves Drake. He loves Velveteen Dream. Fuck the Blvd Bullies and shit." So,
Velveteen Dream. Didn't Velveteen Dream talk to an underage boy, Larry? Isn't that what he did? That's why people don't like the man.
Yeah, but Larry
I
thinks
mean-
he's cute, so he forgave him.
No, he's from Maryland. He's from Maryland. Okay?
Yeah, but that
but
doesn't.
anyway, look, hold on. Don't get me off my train of thought. I've been invited to other subreddits on Reddit for wrestling. And I guess people have seen that I got banned and were like, "Yo, Larry, come join our shit. It's way more fun." And someone was like, "You know that Keith Lee is married to Mia Yim, and the girlfriend that they mentioned that Big E is chilling with, his new girlfriend, that's Mia Yim's sister." So on this new Reddit that I'm a part of, they postulated that Keith Lee is going to wait for his shit to expire with Tony and then go back to the E to create the tag team of Lee and E to go against a heel Kofi and Zayn.
That's so stupid. I hate that.
Oh, I think heel New Day is awesome. New Day started out as a heel stable.
Then they found the Lord. They found church.
They're returning to their roots, which is dope as fuck.
I don't think they got their roots off the ground as like a real heel stable.
Just real quick, lightning round to finish
Dipping their
this up.
toes. They're dipping their toes in the heel
Yay or
waters.
nay?
into being real bad guys.
Yes or no? Will Big E wrestle again? Will he do
And with
a
all of his
match?
posts, it seems like he's over wrestling and wants to do other things outside of the business of the squared circle.
I guess
Larry, maybe a
inevitably-
WrestleMania match. Just
Yeah,
a
he'll
real quick,
wrestle again.
a
He'll
tag.
wrestle again. He'll wrestle again. Did he look any smaller? Did y'all think he looked smaller than Big E of wrestling size last night?
Oh yeah, he's a skinny little fuck now.
Skinny like
Yeah, look-
Kofi?
I don't know. He looked kind of solid to me. He looked like he's like kind of been keeping up with it.
See, what I thought was going to happen. Oh my God, we're spending so much time on this, but what I thought was going to happen
I gotta
is
go
that
pick up my godson. Not right
Oh,
now.
shit.
Not
We're
right
leaving
now. Not it's one of those nights though.
8:30.
oh my God.
Rhinestone Cowboy is my favorite part of the show. Fuck WWE. We just
Yeah, fuck
what do you wanna do?
WWE.
All right,
fuck
hey,
WWE.
let's talk about the. You know what? Let's get to Larry's favorite part of the show.
Well, that's always the giveaway.
Let's
And what we do
have
here
a
on
little,
Boulevard Bullies versus the World, we give away rare and exclusive items that you can only get here on this very show for free. All you have to do is comment on the YouTube video, not the live chat,
Oh my God.
but the
The
YouTube video.
and share it.
A lot of
Share
people,
it to
you
Reddit.
laugh, Patrick, but a lot of people don't understand. They're like, Brian, I comment
No,
on
you
this.
didn't.
No, but no, you didn't. You have to comment on the YouTube video, not the live chat, and not on Facebook, on YouTube video. And Patrick is going to read your comments. I have the Wheel of Fortune already set up with the people's comments, and it will be read and spun, and then you will win these items.
Wow. Chris Pegasus Kid Benoit, 1988. I don't know, 90.
There is no year on here, and the
91, I'm
the
saying.
top of this 8x10 is poorly chopped off. I got this on an ICW No Holds Barred merchandise sale. So this top
Right.
part,
Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? It means it's some stolen shit.
well, you guys, yeah, I paid for this merchandise. I paid for it, and now I'm there goes the weed things. It's okay.
All right, what a mess. Turns out that whole technical difficulty before might have in fact killed my left click mouse button.
Oh Lord. Can we okay, so you win that, and what else is that? An
This is
Acme bar.
it's a
An
Acme
Acme bar.
Chocolate Company Dynamite bar, 1,000 milligrams, cookies
Oh,
and
I
cream.
want that. I
Nope,
want
Larry,
that.
you
Did I
first of
call
all, you
that?
just
I
gotta
can't.
ask. You can't.
Yeah, okay, send me one of those. Thank you.
That's more plausible. But our fans, the Bulls of the Wood, you get a chance to win this for free. I actually ate a full bar of this and did a show called Stoned for Science with my beautiful big-breasted Albanian wife.
I remember. Oh my
And we
gosh,
played video
we used to do
games.
so much.
I got
We used
high.
to do so much. We used to do so much.
I was less lazy, but now I
Well,
just
I
want to
mean-
rest. I just want to relax in my luxurious.
Well, I
Look
mean,
at these pillows. Look
Extreme-
at these pillows. I just
Extreme-
want to rest on the pillows.
Well, Stream XPW is still alive and well,
It's alive and coming. There's a Rob Black show almost every Monday through Friday.
and you got the IWA Deep South on there. You can watch the Carnage Cup.
Fully
Both
up there.
nights,
Both nights. And the
All right.
what's it called? Shit It Out is
Let's
also
get
up.
to Larry's favorite part of the show.
We're already on it.
We're in it. We're in the midst. We're in the hole.
All right, let's
Of
read all the
Larry's
comments
favorite
from
part
last
of the
week where we
show.
had the
Let's
lovely,
go.
we had the lovely,
Go.
we had the talented, we had the very thoughtful and very articulate Mike from 7 SVN.
That's right. Gevorkia.
Gevorgian.
Roland says, "Did y'all mail Shlack the socks?" I think that speaks for itself. Sam Meeks, shout out, says, "Can't wait to see the show tomorrow night. Let's fucking go." John Richter says, "Mike seemed to shine in a way that made me feel like he genuinely cares about the wrestling shows that he puts on. He's very down to earth. Nice on Mike. Happy birthday to Luscious Long Dong Larry."
That's me,
Tony
Thank you.
Norman, shout out.
Johnny.
Give me that chocolate. Matt Brew says, "Happy B-Day, Larry."
Thank you, Matt.
Blue Blanca says, "I want that Benoit 8x10. Tony Norman, great show. Lucha Libre, thanks for the interview. For the next Mike interview, please ask him about how did they come in contact with Ian and buying King of the Deathmatch. Still don't know who the $1 billion backer is. Larry rocks like always." By the way, I don't think at this point you need to buy King of the Deathmatch. I think the only thing you need to take a black and white photo is black and white film. The only thing you need to run King of the Deathmatch is to put on your flyer, King of the Deathmatch. That's just my opinion.
I
You
agree
gotta
with you
have
to a certain.
you gotta have letters.
You have to also be
Deep
creative.
South,
You can't just. You have to
IWA
be
Deep
creative.
South, BJW. It's King of the Deathmatch. It's like a match. It's like Hell in the Cell. It's like Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, you can't just do it. You can't just have the equipment and put out good stuff. You have to have creativity and patience and
I
some kind of
guess-
knowledge of what to do.
All right, I'm
or
going to
it's just
tell you
gonna
right
be
now.
shit.
Boulevard Bullies
I-
Backyard Barbecue 3 is going to be called parentheses King of the Deathmatch. Boom.
Here's the
It
thing.
should be. That
But here's the
should
thing,
be. That's
Pat.
awesome.
Here's
That's
the
a
thing.
good idea.
Let me say something real quick for a second. Have you ever noticed that no one else has ever run a tournament of death?
Okay, so
Tournament of
why is
survival.
that?
It's like the same fucking thing. It's just called survival, not death.
Here's why
Cage
I
of
think that is,
survival.
Larry.
Same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. They're just calling it survival instead of death.
But you understand why there's a tournament of survival? It's to cancel out the Cage of Death and be like, this
Well, they
is the
just
big
can't call it.
tournament.
I feel like they call it survival because they can't call it the same thing.
Yeah,
so
they
they have to
could.
call it-
Yeah, they could. How many Kings of the Death matches are there? It's a tournament of death.
Yeah,
This is
but
the
you
King
know,
of the Death
The
match.
King of the Death match in XPW was more of a championship title than an event. You won the King of the Death match championship at California. There was no King of the Death match XPW event. They didn't have.
hold
King
on, we
of
got
the Death
breaking
match
news. Breaking
tournament.
news. Breaking news. And by the way, fuck all of these promotions and news sources who think that dropping news during our show, because this is a rare moment where we're on it. But apparently, Larry, they just dropped the graphic of you returning with
No, they
all
didn't.
illustriousness and a Hall
No,
of
they didn't.
Famery to
No, they
the
didn't, yo.
CZW Cage of
No.
Death.
I didn't
Larry-
even.
Larry,
What is
Larry,
it?
didn't
No.
you
What
announce
does
on
it
this
say?
very show? Didn't you
What
announce
does it-
on this very show that you were on the
Well,
Cage
and
of
that's
Death?
another thing.
I
You
said,
literally told us last week you were doing it.
I think
No, I
for
didn't.
what?
No, I
You
didn't.
kind of alluded.
No,
You
I didn't.
alluded.
You didn't say. You
No, I
said you were
didn't.
gonna. You said you were
No,
gonna
I
be
didn't.
there.
You
said you were
alluded.
gonna be
You
there.
gave a
I
wink.
said- what does the ad say? Does it say I'm what does it say? Just returning, right? Just returning, right?
CZW dropped the graphic that Larry is returning to CZW. TruthSeek, CZW Larry Legend return official. They just dropped the graphic of Larry. Breaking news. Oh yeah, Larry, let's go, Larry.
Everyone's hyped for Larry. Everyone's coming.
I mean, you kind of alluded to.
I wish that I could see it. I wish that no. Listen. I don't
mean, you couldn't be.
I don't have an agent. I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager. Okay? And these
DIY, bitch.
Dude, these promoters, you got a helper. You got a helper, and sometimes you got to talk to the helper, and like sometimes you got to talk to this guy's wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I want to know
knew.
exactly what it said.
You kind of alluded. You alluded last week. You winked at us last week.
Listen, it's Cage of fucking Death, man.
Let's fucking go, Larry.
It's Cage of fucking Death. And first time ever, Atlantic City.
December 21st.
12/21.
Yo, maybe we should all meet up and have a nice dinner. Maybe we should have a nice fucking dinner.
You want to break some bread?
I want to break fucking bread, dude. Brian, you're muted. You're fucking muted, you goddamn bitch.
Get it together.
Get it together. You're muted.
Wow, the graphic dropped while I was on. Wow, that's legendary.
Why are they all releasing news during our show? Brian, you're muted. Brian, can I
you
fix
muted
this?
him? Did you put him in jail?
No, I don't think so.
You spilled the beer. You spilled the beer, and now everything's all hidden.
No, I spilled the beer, but no, he's not muted. He's not muted. Tell him to check his headset. Tell him to check his headset.
Check your headset, Bri. Check your headset. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Come on, Bri.
All right, I gotta smoke a cigarette. I'm sorry. This is just stressing me out, and I gotta go get my kid. I tried all episode. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on.
No, because this is a mute.
Wait. You have a red through your microphone, Brian. On your screen, you have a red line through your microphone next to Brian Ginsburg, the name. I'm just speaking facts, bro. I'm just speaking facts. Sabotage. Listen, all y'all, it's a sabotage. Listen, all y'all, it's a sabotage.
Am I unmuted? Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Yes, you're unmuted.
Was I muted for the whole episode?
No, just now. It's your fault. It's definitely your fault.
I just want to say that we don't go half as many places because Patrick doesn't have a fucking vehicle, and anytime we have to go somewhere, I have to fucking acquire a goddamn car.
You were muted for 15 minutes just to say that?
Yeah.
I hate you. I'm so mad at you.
Oh,
I'm mad at you. What, you say that we should go? We should go, but we have to go. I have to get a car. That means.
All right, before Larry leaves, we got like 10 minutes before Larry leaves.
Do you want me to get you? Do you want me to get you? Do you want me to come up to see my girl Christina Diamond on Staten Island, and you all meet me at the bagel shop, and we all ride down?
I would love to meet you at Christina Diamond.
Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah, I bet you would. You're all in now.
Hey, let's talk about ICW this weekend and how Brian.
We didn't even do the giveaways. We didn't even do the giveaway.
Oh, okay. I read all the comments.
Oh, you read all the comments.
Spin them.
Spin it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm getting texts about how bad the show is.
Yeah, it probably sucks.
No. I think it's good. Right. Rooking Fountain. Azuzu. Who wins?
Axel knows 90. Friend of the show.
Another one.
Another one. All right, we got 15 minutes with Larry, then I got to go pick up.
Wait, next week's giveaway. If you comment on this fucking week's shitty episode, you can win this Owen Hart 8x10.
Whoa!
Cut from the same cloth.
My best friend.
Cut from the same cloth. Cut from the same cloth.
This is from an All Japan Wrestling tour. I'm telling you. I know this shit. Bro,
You get
that's
the
legend.
finger massager. You get a finger massager to massage. No holes barred. No holes barred with the finger massager. And the death match down under stickers.
Shout out Joel Bateman.
Shout out Joel
to Smash
Bateman.
Hit. Shout out to Smash
Speaking
Hit.
of which, we will announce our special guest for next Tuesday.
Announce it right now.
Which is Joel Bateman, the owner of
Yeah, I
Death
mean, we
Match
kind of.
Down Under.
You might as well.
Right here. Yeah.
He's going
Shout out
to
Joel
join
Bateman.
our show, the Death Match Down Under owner and
I'm clapping for that.
Australian deathmatch legend, Joel Bateman, joins the show. So comment and win it.
Hey, shout out Joel Bateman.
Shout out Joel.
So this week, Axel Nose has won the cutoff head 8x10 of Chris Benoit, etc.
The head is not cut off the border.
Yeah, these are cut from the same cloth. It's just the border of the 8x10s. They're from the same
They're from
sale. Same
They're
ICW
from the
merch
same
sale.
dumpster.
Right, they're from the
guy.
same dumpster that you're now getting for free. So you're welcome.
And comment not on the episode, but on this video after it's published.
Exactly.
After it's published. All right, Larry, while we still got you for another 10 minutes, call it 8. I want to talk about Brian starting the weekend off with positive and good-hearted, objectively speaking, opinions about the ICW show, shouting out wrestlers, giving wrestlers love and no holds barred. And then the next day, I guess when there was no gloss, shouting out and still giving love to wrestlers, but also voicing his displeasure with the presentation. And then, of course, Donnie DeMonto.
Oh, no.
Looking up your IP address online and threatening to murder you. Brian, I know that I'm being silly and bombastic with telling this story, but can you give us the actual details of what happened?
I mean, basically, that's you hit the nail right on the fucking deathmatch head. And ICW ran 2 shows this weekend, one in Michigan and one in Chicago. And one was
Chicago.
I guess the one in Michigan was ran with Horror Slam, which it was an ICW X Horror Slam.
Wow, that's big. That's big.
It was I'm going to tell you, this show was a top tier death match show, and then they put on the very next night in Chicago a very lackluster death match show.
We'll take us back to the Horror Slam. Give us some positives about Horror Slam before you move on to.
Oh, there were so many great things, dude.
On.
Our very good friend Thomas Trainwreck, Tomathan Trainwreck.
I saw Tommy.
Dude, he wrestled Otis Koger, and dude, they used this fucking paint roller that had thumbtacks in it, and then they were using fucking alcohol with it, and it was so sick. And they used the light. They used the lit tubes. They used a lit tube contraption that Tommy went through. Tommy killed it.
Yo, should we have Otis Kogar on the show?
We could try. I've hit up Otis Koger, and he told me he doesn't like to do podcasts. So I don't know if he just doesn't like us or if he doesn't like.
Probably
everybody
both.
wants to see his tongue. Everybody wants a little tongue when he comes on. That's what it is.
Otis Koger, top tier, dude.
So the
Kogar brothers, the Kogar brothers,
in the group chat in real time that you loved this Thomas Trainwreck Otis Kogar show match.
Right, and the very first match was Dr. Redacted versus Jeff King, and I have to say that since ICW's return, this is the show that felt closest to what the Chains once was, if that makes any sense. Everybody was going all out. There was fire. There was nail guns. Not that they worked. The guy sucked.
And hold on. The first show was Detroit, and the second was Chicago.
Yes.
Well, and
And
Brian,
I don't know
feel
why.
like
I don't know
you-
why, dude. I don't know what the fucking thought process is to why. Like, if you knew that you couldn't use glass in a place, why have that show follow that other show? Like,
Well,
why not
well,
just put them in reverse?
Before we transition into the what you had to say about the next
I'm
show,
very confused.
I feel
was
like
very
I saw
confused
you
about this.
on Bullies Elite and Deathmatch Elite 2.0
Right.
saying and praising the Horror Slam ICW collab.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people saying that it was basically just a horror slam show with the chains inside of it. Saying that the horror slam usually does like horror slam usually doesn't stream live. It's not something that you can stream live.
Is that what they were calling NHB 64?
What do you mean? This
65,
was 60.
65.
It was 66 and 67 this
Oh, my
weekend.
bad. I don't know.
66 and 67. 67 is
I
my
don't know
lucky
them
number, so
anymore.
I know because I like the number.
Was the struggles there?
No, the
So
commentary
I saw
was very
Brian-
subpar.
I saw, Brian, that you were like kind of live tweeting in Deathmatch Elite 2.0 and also Billy's Elite, the better community. Like your thoughts, and there were
The
mostly
better one.
positive thoughts about the No Holds Barred Horror Slam show.
I loved it.
You know, you had
Even
some
dude,
like
the-
slight criticisms, but I mean, if I was looking at it from just a civilian's point of view, I would say, okay, this guy obviously knows what he's talking about. He's being very finely tuned about his criticisms of this deathmatch show that he's consuming.
I mean,
mean,
hasn't he always been? Brian's always been that way. He's always been kind of a fucking.
You guys usually shit on me and tell me I don't know shit,
Well,
but
no,
I
but
like
the-
to
but
think
the
that I
point
watch
is
it.
that-
Yeah,
enough to
he
have some
actually
kind of
watches.
opinion.
He actually watches the fucking shit.
Even
Right,
if I
whereas-
talk shit, people.
Whereas with me, like when my relationship with these dudes spoil, I like put them into witness protection and take them off the map. Whereas Brian will still tune in to an NHB. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he likes it. He likes it. You know, and Pat, you and I, we like parts of it. We like the parts of it that benefit us the most. Like having a graphic drop during the podcast saying I'm coming. You know,
It's the same. It's the same thing.
and that's why I don't hate on Brett or any of them, but when you're talking about Effy and Allie, I only look at what's in front of me. I only focus on what's in front of me, and I'm not in No Holds Barred no more, so I don't know when they're touring. I don't know what the shit they're talking about is. I don't know who's winning or whatever, except for the shit I digest on here and Instagram when I doom scroll.
Well,
So it's no shade.
I guess my point is that Brian was very loving of
He's a fan.
the No Holds Barred show.
He's a
It
fan.
happened, and then the next night, when it was No Holds Barred with no gloss,
The yin and the yang.
Brian was a little bit more critical, and he said, "Oh, you know, like, hey, this shit's good," and you were still positive. You still gave like some positive reviews, which once again, Donnie DeMonto has told Brian that he's gonna uppercut him on site, but Brian will
He
still
banned
watch the
him.
product because Brian enjoys to watch the wrestling and support the wrestlers.
He
It's
banned
just-
him
it's
from
something
even
to be
giving him
said.
money.
It's just an important note. Even though Daddy DeMonto will throw the most fucking spongy crackhead right hook at you that you've ever seen in your life, it's on site.
That he's a manipulative, weird man. Like the only thing that he can do in anger from my opinions, from my thoughts, is post something that happened a year ago that we apologized about.
Okay, so just to bring the fans up to speed, you were complimenting them on night one. But then on night two, you had a little bit more criticism, like, oh, it's not the same without the glass.
Well, I compared it to a
your
band.
your basic vibe was, why would you go and run a show at a place that doesn't accept you for who you are? Is that
Right.
correct, Bri?
100%. Why change your vibe?
And so
for,
whereas like
to-
when
to-
you
to
were
do
praising
whatever-
them the first night, Donnie remained silent. You criticized them, and by the way, in my eyes, 4 out of 10 on the Bry scale of how flaming you can be.
Well, because I was being very loving and
You were
nice.
still
I
being
enjoyed. I
loving
was
and
enjoying
friendly.
the show. I was
And
enjoying the show
literally,
with my
Donnie
fellow
himself,
match community.
Donnie himself posted the screen recording of the body making the joke about PCO and said
It made him that angry. It made him that angry.
That
angry. Yep.
So
Yep.
Larry,
And
I know you have limited time, Larry. I
got a
fuck
couple
Brian.
minutes.
I just want to throw to you. You got your finger on the pulse. You know, it made him that angry.
He also changed the venue for the next show. Next time they're running in Chicago, it's going to be at a glass venue. He said he heard the fans. He heard us. He heard them. So he changed the venue to somewhere that they can run actual death matches. But I'm a piece of shit asshole. That's it.
You know, if
Yeah,
there's one thing that I
love
can
that
say,
he has the video, that screen recording of
Let
the
Larry
body,
talk.
like
Let Larry
in
talk.
his
Let Larry
favorites.
talk, Patrick.
He has
And
that
of course
video in
he-
his
of
favorites.
Course he does. Of course he does. And what I was going to say is that one thing I could say about Danny is that he's a very advantageous cunt. Okay, so right now, you know, his stepson, his wayward stepdaughter, Janella, is piling on Brian and making these threats online about, you know, assaulting Brian and putting his address out, and you know, Brian gets all the static.
The man that lost to Jimmy Controversy.
Can you
over the
imagine the
weekend.
three guys who have zero cock and balls at all? The three guys with no dicks. Chad Mins, Danny DeMonto, and Joe Janela all say that it's on site with Brian. Can you imagine a fucking world, dude? I'm sorry, continue.
It makes me come that these people don't like me because fuck them.
That's what makes me hate you, is that it makes you come. But okay, go ahead, Larry.
You hate me? I hate that you hate me.
I love that you hate that I love you and hate you.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, we are hated. We are hated. If you could see the vitriol on Reddit when I posted the Drake video, and then I posted something else and I put hashtag Blvd Bullies versus the world, and some Redditor who probably knew that I was going to mention it right here on this because they watch it was like, nobody cares about Blvd Bullies. And I'm like, bitch, why did you even say anything then?
No, nobody cares. Nobody cares, Larry.
And with that, I got to go pick up my godson, Melvin.
Go
I
pick
love
up
y'all.
your godson.
Mwah.
I love
Bye.
you, Larry.
Bye.
Come for Larry.
Love you back.
Here we are.
Oh my God. Can I switch? Now that I've spilled beer on my entire rig.
Why would you do that?
Hey!
Tab.
Let's get the thoughts of a cowboy.
That sounds good. There's two. Oh, jeez.
No, but let me just take this moment to tell you that our haters are wrong about us. Thoughts of a cowboy. I can't do it. I literally. Oh.
We got Scotty Brown Nose up against Tank Williamson. Dad versus son. Look at Dad coming out like a goddamn hot tea kettle. Look at that hook. He said that's what happens when you sided with your mom in that divorce, you little shit. Look at that hook right on the bridge of the nose. Look at this little bitch son bitching up in the corner. That's what you had. You should have got a goddamn switch, man. Switch genders because Dad just whooped your ass. Now I'm gonna go bang that hooker that I cheated on your mom with, and you're never getting your Red Ryder BB gun. It's Tuesday, Blvd Bullies, thoughts of a cowboy. Not only do we have instant gratification problems all over this fucking map that we live in, and I'm in the middle of a goddamn snowstorm from fucking clusterfuck from shit, but let me tell you something. Instant gratification is making us pussies. Not only do we have too many fucking streaming services in this world, but now we have a streaming service bathtub because people didn't want to wash their own testicles anymore. Nope, you just sit down, you put a bunch of electrodes on your body, and let this thing clean you like a fucking 3D printer.
Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MD.
Hey, Brian, we're back. Brian, we're back. Oh my God, dude. I am experiencing technical difficulties out the wazoo. No. Listen, I have been very. You remember when the Mets were making a run in the playoffs? I was Celebration Patrick, and I still clicked the right buttons. I'm just saying that I'm clicking buttons, and the buttons aren't doing what the buttons normally say. But hey, shout out. Well, now we do. Look, I'm literally unplugging the mouse because it has a life of its own. You guys can hear Brian. We're fine. You can hear Brian. You can hear me. Brian is not muted. Brian, give me a check. Oh, you are. Oh boy, this is all fucked.
We got Scotty Brown Nose up
Oh,
against.
it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know how I start this off.
Hello. Keep going where? I have nowhere to go. What's happening? I'm doing a dab because
Toast. Brian, give me a
that's
toast.
what you do. Toast to you. Toast. The colors, my colors, everything. Things are happening strange here. Strange happenings.
All right, we're
Just gonna
good.
get
We're good.
high.
We're back. We're so back. We are
Hello.
so back, Brian. Can you give me a
What do you wanna talk
toast?
Toast.
Hey, so tell me about how Danny DeManto threatened your life because you criticized the second show.
Well, basically, I said what you said. I said changing who you are as a company and a brand in order to run somewhere just because, like, they obviously have places where they can run and be ICW. So why do that kind of show, especially right after a show that went hard as fuck? I compared it to a band changing their style of music in order to be able to play somewhere. You know what I'm saying? What is your thoughts upon this?
I think you were a little too harsh on the lads.
In what way? And how is it harsh to say it's like with the shows being back to back, there's a clear separation of like what you're doing. Like it was basically a wrestling show with hardcore elements. Like that could have been a GCW show. It could have been
Did you not enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, but it's a deathmatch driven company. It was, dude, when we were going, it was deathmatch after deathmatch after deathmatch. That's what ICW was about. That's what that's what their vibe has always been. Now,
All right, so
why like I don't understand why, and the fact that they changed the venue, they changed it. So why run there anyway? Why run the show that you can't use glass? There was way less people at this show as well. Way less lighter crowd. And it's very, and I would say that not only is it fucking freezing, absolutely frigid fucking cold, but the people know going to this event that there's not going to be death matches. Like, obviously the crowd's going to be less when it's going to be fucking regular shit. That's not who draws. That's not who ICW draws. I know people that like regular wrestling aren't going to go to ICW show.
Brian, I couldn't agree with you more.
Thanks.
I'm so happy that we had Shlack on the show.
You wore the socks.
He wore the socks. He busted right through the toe.
He busted right through. They were smaller than I thought.
You know, I'm just happy
because
because I feel
he has a pretty big foot for he's like Mike. Do you know Sakuda? Do you know the wrestler Sakuda?
Sure.
Have you ever met him in person?
Yes.
I think that him and Shlack might be the same height.
Okay.
And I think that it's rather shocking that Schlack's foot is as big as it is for being that height.
Busted right through her socks.
That's some Gimli? You know the Gimli from the Lord of the Rings?
I'm just so happy that somebody got the socks that needed socks rather than somebody like Chad Mintz who was just going to like huff them.
Oh, if Chad Mintz comments on our video, I guess we allow all haters allowed in the giveaway. So if Chad Mintz did comment, he would be entered into the Wheel of Fortune. So I guess that's true.
All right. I want to end the show because I am having such technical issues. It's making me want to die.
Wow. So really? We're
going to end early.
I guess there's nothing else.
First thing I want you to do is remind everybody about the giveaways.
Giveaways. Owen Hart, cut off top, ICW no holds barred, merchandise sale, grab for free.
For free.
With the DMDU. Next week, Joel Bateman will be on this show.
Next week, Joel Bateman.
He'll be in Australia. It's probably going to be 3 a.m. on Wednesday when he joins the show. 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. And he's going to be here on Blvd Bullies versus the World. And also the finger massager for massaging. No holes barred.
No finger massages barred.
Right. So you win that. Also, 7 King of the Death match coming up. Very exciting. I know you don't care. You don't watch anything.
I care a lot. I care a lot.
Do you care? Do you care? Do you care a lot?
So much.
Shlack is wrestling in it.
I care about
Also,
what Shlack wrestles in.
Alex Colon was announced for. I'm actually a little pissed off at Mike Kevorkian. We asked him if he had any special announcements that he could announce on Blvd Bullies. He could have announced Alex Colon.
He could have said it.
He could have said Alex Colon. That would have been cool. But, friend of the Bullies.
Wait, friend of the... So what is the field in King of the Deathmatch? So you know it by heart?
It's basically XPW California 2.
Oh, come
3.
on.
No, dude, I'm going to tell you right now the whole field.
Nobody believes that.
Dude, it has... give me 1 second. I'm going to give you the whole fucking smorgasbord here.
I'm exhausted. I need a new mouse.
You got fucking Big fucking Joe, Bobby Beverly, Thomas Vendetta, Shlack, Ninja Mac, Batista.
Shlack.
No, not Batista. Bestia.
Not Batista. Okay.
Not Batista. Bestia 666.
Okay. Makes sense.
Orin Vite. Did I say that already?
No.
Orin Vite. Jake Christ. Hoodfoot. I think that's it.
Okay, great.
That's how we do it on the Blvd Bullies versus the
Oh
World.
my God, is there anything else? Did we miss anything else? Are you disappointed that GCW ran in Brooklyn? Georgino was in Brooklyn and nobody showed up to your house to beat you up?
I am very shocked that he didn't Christmas Carol outside of my apartment building like he said he was going to.
Yeah, he could have
But
had a
I'm
whole
not
viral
too
video that
surprised.
like
I'm
probably
not very
500
surprised.
views.
Not too surprised. He did lose to James Controversy in a cage match for Grimm's Toy Show. If you want to go watch that,
Oh,
it's
well,
very. Can
and
we
this
talk
is the
about that
thing,
for one
too.
second?
This
For
is,
1 second, can we talk about it?
yeah, please.
It's very funny because Joey Janela lights James Controversy's penis on fire in the match, and you can see Joey Janela's clear worry and fear for Jimmy Controversy
Good.
as he tries to
He cares
stomp
about
out the
another man's
fire.
cock.
He cares. He cared. He was very worried and tried to stomp out and help James Controversy. But when Joey Janela was
You
on
watch
fire,
this. You watch this.
what?
You watch this match.
The James Controversy match? Yeah,
Yeah.
he sent it down. I like Jimmy Controversy. He's a friend of the show. James Controversy,
Jim.
Detective Jimmy, is a friend of this show, and he beat Joey Janela 1-2-3.
Well, if you ask Joey
But I
Janela, he
was
gets
saying,
paid a boatload
nobody
of
gave a
money.
shit. Nobody cared that Joey Janela was lit on fire. When Joey Janela was on fire, everybody looked at him and watched as he rolled, and everybody laughed. But when James Controversy was on fire, there was worry and fear for his.
Because Joey Janela's a nice guy and you're a piece of shit.
Am I?
No.
Is he?
Yes. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm wasted. The whole malfunctioning of the thing has really like taken the wind out of my sails.
It dampered the situation. It dampered.
Here's what I want to do, Brian. I think for the last so we always read everybody's comments.
Mm-hmm.
We always kind of try to touch on the chat and read the chat.
Right.
And before, in the monetized days, we were saying, hey, highest super chat wins the award. But here's what I'm thinking, okay?
Right.
We keep the giveaways exactly what they are. But then the highest super chat, like thanks, super thanks, the highest single bidder in every episode gets to replace Larry in the last half an hour.
We need a fan participation. We could have a fan call in right now if we wanted to.
No. I mean, I
Right.
love the fans, but I feel like it needs to be monetized. So, to win the giveaway, you do exactly the same thing. You comment on the video, we read your comments, we do the thing. If you want to become a member of the YouTube channel, you could like subscribe and you pay the $3 and you get all the back scenes, behind the scenes things. But if you want to be the special guest host in the last half an hour, I think that's the highest like super chat, super thanks of the episode. So you give $4. Yo, come Larry leaving. You could be the person.
Just so you know, just so the Bulls of the Wood know, I have nothing to do with this monetized giveaway status.
You're going to continue with the free giveaway.
I know. I for my Jews.
And I'm going to continue to say the most satanic giveaway. What's your problem, dude? What's your fucking problem?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm here with my cat. I have no problems.
What's your fucking problem, dude?
I'm highly satisfied.
All right. You want to say goodbye?
To our Bulls?
Yeah.
Until next week, Bulls of the Wood. Boulevard Bullies versus the World.
Do you have any final thoughts on
from Australia?
Your most recent death threats?
I don't give a fuck. I'm going to continue to give my thoughts and opinions. You can all die slow and suck a whole truckload
of cocks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of buttholes and cocks.
Right.
Hey. And until next time, to all our enemies, die slow. And we're out of time. Bye-bye. I can't do it. Literally, the left click on the mouse is broken. Hold on. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Here we go. We got it. We got it. Say that again. Yeah. I suck. Bye.